I'm on the road recording content for a client. Also brought our new marketing coordinator, Hayden. Hayden and I were both scouts growing up, and we talk about how that experience helped us be prepared for this shoot today. We talk about information systems, business analytics, and squeaky cheese from Wisconsin. So let's get into it. So Hayden, we're here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We just did a video shoot, full day shoot with Earth Development. You were recently hired and promoted to our full-time marketing coordinator position after being our marketing coordinator apprentice role. So thanks for coming to Green Bay, Wisconsin with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jack. It's been an amazing trip so far. This is my first trip with Ramblin Jackson, and as you mentioned before, I got hired on originally as an apprentice, and I've been working here for the last year and really just kind of working more in the background, building up my video skills, more marketing skills, and I am thankful to say that I just got hired full-time on last week as a full-time marketing coordinator with Ramblin Jackson, and it's just been incredible so far. And this is the first trip I've been on, and I've learned a lot, and it's still more to come.
Yeah, well, you did a great job.
Thank you.
It's been fun. I sent you a video from Think Media about shooting B-roll.
Yeah.
What is B-roll for folks listening? So you're just learning this, but also I know that you know what it is now.
Yeah, definitely. So A-roll is what your main camera is. So it's that one right there that we're looking at. That's your main camera where you can see me talking. You can see the audio matches with my voice. B-roll is the footage that you will see over that, so it won't be connected to the same audio. A lot of times you'll see an image of something while I'm talking. So if I'm talking about maybe snow removal, then you'll see a video of snow removal happening over it. That shot is B-roll. That is the secondary footage that you'll overlap.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So what were some of the B-roll techniques that you tried while you were here?
Yeah.
Because I saw some of them, and I just think it's fun.
The craziest thing I've learned about B-roll on this trip is how powerful iPhones are with capturing video. And they're really spectacular, but have a lot of great settings. The biggest one I've learned about has been the action mode. The action mode is an amazing setting that iPhones have where it will stabilize it for you. So even though when you're walking, it'll shake and wobble a little bit, it helps stabilize out that footage so it looks a lot better. Another one I was working on is just focusing in the depth of field. So we talked a little bit about the ISO, and you've seen some of those artistic shots. I might be able to overlay one on here right now of where the close object is in focus, and then you kind of get the secondary object in focus, and it really shows off those two items. Those are the two that I've been working on today and was able to capture some great footage around.
Yeah, that was cool. And for landscape companies listening, I recommend that they have a marketing coordinator, you know, because there's so much that a marketing coordinator can do. You know, like generally you do our email newsletter, our blog post with our podcast and video, you now edit our video. And so you do a lot of other things too, and you're helping us plan.
Yeah.
Some graphic design, nothing crazy. We're not making logos for new companies, but like we've made some cool event graphics together.
Agreed, yeah.
And I think the iPhone is amazing, and I bought it. So we have a company iPhone. So do you have it with you? So I think this is just interesting to talk about because it's in a case. It's in a small rig case that you can mount directly onto a tripod. Do you remember what this is called?
No.
This is the cold shoe mount.
The cold shoe mount. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like weird video stuff that you're learning, but it's a cold shoe mount because you can clip like the microphones that we're using you can have a receiver mounted on here and you can import audio directly into here. So if you put the mics that we're using right now, that can all go into an iPhone. And then action mode for folks listening is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Amazing.
It has this like built-in stabilization mode that allows you then to get moving shots. Like you got this moving B-roll today and it stabilized it.
Yes.
And it looked fantastic. And I think this would work great for landscape companies because they're going to be shooting a lot of video outdoors. The action mode on here, like I just turned it on and it's saying more light required. It really requires a lot of light. What else did you learn about iPhone that surprised you for photography and video?
Mostly just the capabilities of it and how good it is. And it really beats a lot of some of the professional cameras that you can get nowadays. And the editing capabilities within iPhone is also spectacular. A lot of it has auto editing, which makes things a lot quicker and gives you a good starting spot to work off of. So it's just very beginner friendly, I think is the best way to put it. And anyone that has an iPhone can go out and do this. And that's what's so amazing, especially with landscape companies, right? Because everyone has a phone in their pocket. When you're done with a property, take a picture of the property. That is your marketing right there. There's so many different ways that you could capture media just using your phone.
Well, and I mean, there's an advantage to having, like, I'm using 2 really nice Sony cameras with 17 to 70 millimeter zoom lenses, and I can do a lot of specific things with them, but it took me years to learn to use them. You were asking me about getting a camera, and I just told you to, like, get an iPhone. Start with your iPhone, and you can learn the basics of composition. And there's even a DSLR. There are a couple apps that you can use where you can adjust the ISO and the white balance and your aperture manually. iPhone kind of does it automatically. I'll be honest, it does a lot of it automatically really well. It's kind of frustrating, like, the amount of effort it takes to do it with a real camera, whereas, like, you just use the portrait mode on your iPhone and it's like, there's your blurry background.
Even those shots too, I mean, in the normal camera, you'd have to focus it and zoom it, but that one, you're just tapping and moving it around. That's all it is. All you have to do is tap it, and auto does it for you.
We shot some B-roll today that we're going to use, or you did.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. So I'm curious, what are you studying in college? So tell us a little bit about Hayden.
I am currently a marketing student up at CU Denver with a focus in information systems and business analytics as well. I'm set to graduate in December this year, so getting very, very close. Just have to take a capstone class at this point. It's been an amazing experience going up to CU. Being in Denver in the city has allowed me to build connections and go out to events and really just experience things I never thought I would experience. With my degree, I wanted to focus on information systems and business analytics, and I really feel like those are 2 areas that I have a passion for. The business analytics, I find a lot of drive in marketing research and finding new ways to create opportunities. And then on the information systems end of it, I've actually been really enjoying making automations and things. And I learned about CRM and automations in class, and it's been amazing because I can then take that and make it I can then make that at Ramblin Jackson as well with the campaigns that we run. So it's had a lot of cross in between what I'm doing here and at school as well, which has been really incredible.
Well, that's cool. So what do you learn in an information systems major? Like, what kind of classes do you take? And
a lot of numbers, a lot of programming. The most difficult class I took was our database management class. And that one you have to learn SQL and SQL coding and Python, and that one is more number crunching. That end of it I do enjoy, and I like CRMs and databases. The area I lean a little bit more toward is marketing research, because I like seeing where there is an opportunity and then finding the numbers behind how we could turn that opportunity into something.
What are you thinking for Ramblin Jackson? So you've been in this role for about a year.
It's something that we really strive for at our company, is having good relationships with our current clients. And of course, getting new people in is important, but we want to make sure that we maintain the people that we have now. So I think moving forward, a big way that we could really help out Ramblin Jackson is getting more feedback from our clients, whether that be surveys or talking to them more, just different things to help get some feedback and see how we can improve our current processes or make our processes better for them moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and retaining clients and relationships are really important. And that feedback, some people will give it to you in a survey. Some people would rather tell it to you on the phone. I found that even with employees, that some people will fill out, we'll send it to you, an employee net promoter score. People give us a number, and then I ask, well, why did you give us that number? And then it's always meant to then facilitate a conversation. And some people would rather write out a Google Doc of ideas. Some people would rather just verbally tell it to you. And I found the same thing with clients. So when we were recruiting for the marketing coordinator apprentice role, I told our team, I'm like, hey, there's got to be somebody out there. And I mentioned Eagle Scout. I'm like, I want to find somebody who's like the top of their class, who's an Eagle Scout, who's in the Colorado Front Range, that would really enjoy working here. And then you applied.
That was perfect timing.
So tell us a little bit about your background as an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, Boy Scouts, I feel like in general is my entire foundation. I joined Cub Scouts when I was in first grade, so it's been my entire life really. I went through Cub Scouts, Pack 223, and then moved on to Troop 17, shout out Troop 17, when I turned 13, and it was I think any communication or leadership experience or skills that I have right now, I attribute to Boy Scouts. The first period of Boy Scouts is you really learning the skills and learning how to be coachable, because there's a bunch of things that you don't know. And then you have to go to a leader that isn't an adult, and you have to trust them to teach you and work with them. So you learn a lot of lessons about how to be coachable and how to cooperate in a team. And then as you begin to grow, you take the skills that you've learned and then teach it to the younger scouts. And when I went into a senior patrol leader position, really taught me how to work in a team, but how to lead people as well. The biggest challenge I ran into is I went to a summer camp in Camp Merriweather, and I was the assistant senior patrol leader at this time, so not even the leader of the troop. And the senior patrol leader actually had to back out last second due to a personal thing that came up. And for the first part of that trip, I was trying to do everything for everyone all by myself. Whenever an issue came up, I would go and actually try to solve it by myself. And because of that, I wasn't having a good trip. I was insanely stressed out, not having fun. But once I came together with my PLC and my patrol leaders and started delegating those tasks out, it taught me the value of leadership and also working as a team, though. You can't do everything by yourself. You have to divide out tasks. And by doing that too, you might open different skill sets that they have that you don't, which could actually make it better.
That sounds like an incredible experience. I didn't make it that far in Scouts, but I went through Boy Scouts, and it was an incredible experience. I actually thought of my troop master today because I trimmed my nails. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a quirky thing, but my troop master would look at your fingernails. So all the boys had to get in line, and you had to have your shirt tucked in, your neckerchief had to be exactly a dollar bill length, and he looked at your fingernails, and it was like basic hygiene stuff. And that was part of be prepared. So to be prepared for that meeting, we knew that he was going to look at your hands, and little boys have grimy little dirty hands, and he would tell you, and in front of everyone be like, you need to trim your nails. So that was just like a quirky thing that stuck with me, because I was like, today I'm like, all right, I'm going to be around about a bunch of people. I'm going to be doing things. Got to trim my nails.
Yeah, that's funny. I can say that's not one that is common nowadays, but definitely the Class A's and being in full uniform and having belt tucked in, the right shoes, that is a very big requirement and something that they still follow nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That was part of it. You had to have a belt.
Yeah.
And
yep.
all of these things.
Yeah.
Well, so where are you headed? What do you? I mean, I'm curious. We're obviously working together.
Yeah.
What were you like when you pursued information systems and business analytics? Like, what kind of career ideas did you have? Did you have any in mind when you were pursuing that?
Yeah, my initial passion for marketing came in high school when I joined DECA. And our director of client strategy, Robert Felton, was also in DECA as well. We've had some conversations.
I know, this sounds so cool. Tell us, for people who don't know what it is. I didn't know what it was until I met Robert. So what is DECA?
I can't remember exactly what it stands for, but DECA is a high school business program, which, it does a bunch of things. The main one that we go to are the in-person events. They will host different workshops and role-play scenarios where you'll be given a business scenario. You have to solve it in 10 to 15 minutes and then present it to a judge as if you were actually in a meeting. So there's a lot of just thinking on your feet very quick and then having to deliver a stressful presentation skills that you can't get anywhere else. The only way that you can do it is by being in a high-pressure situation, and that's what DECA was. It helped taught me how to handle stressful situations, take a step back, take a deep breath, and then just go with the knowledge that I had in my head.
That's kind of how we did today's podcast, right?
Oh yeah.
Because we were thinking of maybe doing it another time, and I'm like, look, we've got the lights, the cameras. So you took a minute to prepare. Yeah. What else, when you were preparing for this, did you want to share on the podcast that came to mind?
I would love to talk about the trip that we're on right now a bit.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, being that this is my first time ever really being on a full Ramblin Jackson event, from my perspective, it's been amazing because I edit the podcast. So anyone watching this right now, I'll be behind the screen working on it too. It's amazing to actually come here and shoot the video and see the impact that we're having on other people. It's one thing to get the footage, make it, and then ship it off, but it's a different one where you can actually see how it's impacting people. And we're here with Earth Development today, and we shot some amazing video footage with them, and we're building some great internal processes with them. But along the way, we also heard a lot today of how things that we've already done are currently helping them, like the website that we've built for them, the landing pages that they have, the toolbox. You see how all of those things are helping in their customer journey. And I've learned a lot about that just on this trip. It's given me appreciation for it.
Cool. Well, that's how I feel every time I go and do this work. And it, you know, I wish all of the other Ramblers could come and meet our clients, because it is such an experience. So I try and find ways to do that through our retreat, or through, we're going to do a virtual retreat this year. We're going to bring some clients in. Yeah. But there is nothing like coming and seeing the headquarters of our clients. And this is one of the nicest businesses I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because Earth Development is our client. Yeah. Every inch of the office is very intentionally designed. Yeah. There's a branded sign. The core values are like tastefully placed throughout the whole building. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not over the top like screaming core values, but they're here, and they're referenced. Their clients even reference them. Yeah. The employees know them. Like, it's actually a meaningful thing here. And it was neat just to experience it. I ate some chicken wings today. They had a chicken wing eating contest. I did okay, guys. I'm a little embarrassed. I should have stuck with it, but
I think you did pretty good.
I did okay. I got through wing 8 of 10, and wing 8 was the bomb. Yeah.
For the ones that watch Hot Ones, the bomb is what he made it to.
You guys, that chicken wing was disgusting. Yeah. Eddy Zakes is here. He's gonna photobomb our podcast.
Hey, thanks so much for coming to Earth Development, Jack.
Hey, thank you, Eddy.
Hayden,
thank you, Eddy. It's been a pleasure.
Working with you all day, all week. Thanks for recording yet another great, podcast and a series of videos with us. I hope you guys have a safe trip home.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. You
yes.
can cut this from the podcast or leave it in.
I'm going to leave it in. Yeah, Thank you for taking us out for dinner last night.
Oh, my pleasure.
We had cheese curds, and we're going to talk about Wisconsin for a minute here. But Hayden, how was your first time with cheese curds?
I think it's perfect that Eddy came along for this part, because ever since I landed in Green Bay, I've been raving about it. Coming here, it reminds me a lot of a recent study abroad that I went on to London. And when I was in London, a big theme that I felt there was just a sense of community, and people were willing to talk to you even if they didn't know you, and they felt like a friend. And that's the same feeling I have here in this office in Green Bay just in general. People here are very welcoming.
Like the airport.
Yeah, and the airport too.
So my luggage arrived on a different flight early, and United wasn't even there, and somebody from the Delta counter, or no, was it American? It was American. Or
United. Was it? Oh, from American, yeah.
Yeah, somebody from the American Airlines went to the United booth and got my luggage for me. Yeah. Like, that doesn't happen in other cities.
It doesn't.
It was like a super small town Midwest thing.
And I came extremely excited to try some cheese curds. Last night we went to Stella's with Eddy, Matt, and Pat, and Jack, of course. And my big goal coming on this trip is I've always heard about the cheese curds up here and how good the cheese curds were. And Eddy surprised me yesterday with a nice bowl of cheese curds. And,
however, those were very bougie artisan cheese curds.
Those were gourmet.
Nice yes. And so tonight, before you get on that flight to fly home, I understand you're going to go out and get the real deal.
Yes.
Some proper Wisconsin.
We're going to go visit Lambeau Field.
Yes.
And maybe go to the bar.
I've heard it needs a squeak too.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking for.
If they're fresh. If they're cold, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They need to be cold and fresh.
They should be both.
But do they normally serve them cold in a restaurant?
You can find them. It just depends on where you are.
All right, we're on the hunt for cheese curds. Well, Eddy, thank you again.
My pleasure.
It was a pleasure speaking to your team today too.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here. I'm leaving you.
Well, that was an awesome Midwest goodbye.
Yes.
I mean, he had to stop and put his stuff down, and that was part of why I grew up in Illinois. I went to college in Wisconsin. It's Midwest. Midwest peeps are cool. So it's been fun. So you came on the road and experiencing meeting the salespeople, and they made a sale today.
Yes.
Right. So that was cool to be here and seeing them make a sale.
Yeah, agreed. How many events do you think you've been to over your time at Ramblin Jackson?
Including shoots like this?
Yeah.
So we've been in business for 16 years as of August, and the first 8 years were really local focused. So I mean, I was doing this type of work in person in Colorado a lot. We did a lot of video production.
Okay.
But around 8 years ago, we went all in on the landscape industry, and I had been going in that direction for years prior to that. I'm gonna say well over 100.
Nice. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and there were, when I published my first book in 2018, Get Found Online, I did a lot of time on the road, like 35, 40 days a year, which it just felt like a lot because my kids were really young. Mm-hmm. So my goal now is to be closer to like 20 to 30 total in a year.
So from someone who is on his first event to someone that has been to hundreds,
yes,
whether it be in video production or traveling or events just in general, what are some tips or challenges that you have that you've experienced over time that you might have for someone that's just starting off?
Yeah, one of my tips is to keep your physical stuff organized.
Okay.
So you'll notice that, I mean, my video gear case is pretty meticulously organized. I only bring what I'm going to need, and I have everything I need. So as an example, we arrived at a shoot today, and this goes back to scouting and being prepared. And one of our core values came from scouting: be prepared, be on time, and prepared to add value. So I arrived, and unfortunately, one of my cameras was in the on position either overnight or on the airplane or something, and the battery was dead. But I had 5 other batteries. So that was 10 hours of camera time. So I was not worried. I just went and got another battery. My toiletries bag. This is kind of a weird thing, but like when I started traveling, it always took me a ton of time to get all my toiletries together. Now at home, all my toiletries are in my overnight toiletry bag. So it's like not a lot of stuff. And when it's time to go, I just put my toothbrush in there, and it already has everything else that I'm gonna need, and I zip it, and I'm ready to go home, or I'm ready to leave. I use this packing system, these clothing organizers, and I have one that even fits a suit and a dress shirt.
Oh, cool.
And so it arrives like basically unwrinkled, and they're like these compression sacks. So I have like a 40-liter duffel bag that can fit underneath the front seat on the airplane, so I don't need to check it. So I've found all of these little things, so that way I have just like a little operating system of like bags and pouches and cable organizers. Because when I started out, I didn't have that, and like, oh crap, I don't have the right cable or SD cards. You know, so I'm filming on a camera that fits 2 SD cards, and I have it configured so I can record like over 12 hours of 4K footage. You know, so like if we decide to do a podcast, I'm just ready to go, and there's a second SD card that the camera's configured to start recording on that second SD card. So it's a lot of things like that, because I have had the experience of either personally failing or hiring people. Like we hired somebody and they shot all my footage in black and white, and their freaking microphones died. So I'm recording right now with a shotgun microphone because it's a backup recorder. So should one of ours stop recording, I'm actually recording the audio in 3 ways. One is into these audio recorders, one is into the camera through the transmitter, and then the third one is through a shotgun mic on a separate camera. So I'm going home with audio. I'm not going to come here and film a client and leave without the audio and be like, oh, sorry, Eddie. I didn't.
And that's come in handy before too.
I didn't record the audio. Like, forget that. Like, I'm here to get the work done.
Something I've been reading about, there's a new book I picked up that has been really life-changing for me so far called Atomic Habits. And
I've heard of that one. I haven't read it yet, though.
Really good. I would highly recommend. It's especially been beneficial for me, someone who is a college student kind of looking to transition into a normal work life. And it's a pretty base level of just how to build good habits in your life. And one of the chapters I just read on recently was talking about your environment and how your environment really has the biggest impact on what you do. And if you put things in your environment that encourage you to work or inspire you to do it, then you'll do it more often than not. And I kind of hear that when you mention your packing, and just even at home, you mentioned that you have your toiletries all in that one bag, right?
Yes.
And it's there, convenient, in view, so you know how to do it. And you probably don't even think about it because that's just a habit at this point.
Right.
And in a way, that's where your packing has been at too, where it's just a habit that you're prepared, and that comes from a lot of experience as well.
Yeah, I think it just allows me to then focus on like, what do I actually need to do? And so I'm not worried about, like, I have traveled without deodorant.
Yeah.
And like, oh crap, I'm gonna be this close to people all day doing video. Now I'm driving to Walmart at 10 o'clock when I should be going to bed the night before a shoot or something. So to me, coming with that stuff then allows me to wake up and like crush work. Yeah. So that's how I live at home, is like the other thing I wanted to talk about was nutrition. I ate an awesome breakfast today. I got 2 burgers, bacon, and potatoes somewhere.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
It was, yeah, it was this enormous meal, but then I was just like ready to crush all day. Yeah. So
even me, I don't actually eat breakfast that often, and it's one of the habits I'm trying to build. In fact, and I think that I haven't had breakfast for so long that I don't really get hungry in the morning. So I'm trying to train myself to shift my eating habits a little bit with that.
Well, I don't know if that works for you. Then maybe it works for you.
I feel much better when I do. And this morning, and I had the hotel breakfast. I had a bunch of eggs, had some potatoes, had yogurt, had an apple, and I just felt amazing afterward. I woke up feeling a little groggy.
Well, and so we talked about, like, Eddy had me speak today, and a lot of my message was to do the basics. So I kind of feel like we're talking about basic stuff of like eating the right food and like packing your stuff. But those are the things that I think that I've gone on the road with, it's not an age thing. I've gone on the road with people who are 60 who forget to eat and like crash in the middle of the day. I've gone on the road with people who are your age, who you were prepared and you brought food and like you were like ready to go, and like we had a long day and you were ready.
Another thing that plays into it, going back to the environment a little bit, is just putting the right things in there too, because what you put in your environment can shape how you perform things. For example, if you have a box of cookies sitting on the counter, you are going upstairs with the intention that maybe you're going to go get some water, and then you see the box of cookies on the counter. You didn't even have the intention that you were going to get a cookie before, but now that you see it, it's enticing, you want to go to it. It's the same thing with anything else. If you want to eat healthier, you take out the cookies and replace it with a bowl of fresh apples. So when you go up, you see the apples, and it's just little changes in your environment that you don't even know about help build your habits, and then from there can change the rest of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Hayden, what are we doing next today? Tell us, what do we have planned? Because we have some fun stuff planned.
So excited. We are going on a run around Lambeau Field.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
So I've been through Green Bay. I went fishing in Algoma, which is on Lake Michigan, a couple years ago, and I just flew out of here, but I've never actually visited Green Bay. So I've never been to Lambeau Field.
This is my first time in Green Bay too, and I am a Minnesota Vikings fan, so it'll be a little weird going over to the Packers area, but I just know the history behind that stadium and the fan base, and there's amazing community around it. You have to go see it when you're here, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do that and eat some squeaky cheese.
Yes, I'm very excited for that.
Cool. Well, Hayden, thanks for coming on the podcast and for coming to
Thank you so much,
Wisconsin.
Jack. It's been a pleasure. I'm having a great time. Thank you.
Hey, it's Jack Jostes, and if you liked this interview, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we post weekly inspiration to grow your snow and landscape company with sales, marketing, and leadership inspiration. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.